So we have the whole tariff situation going on. How do you look at what the budget has done in terms of exports?
See, there are trade tensions, there are global headwinds, but also this is an opportune time for India to gain the larger market share. The signing of India-EU Trade Pact is really a significant milestone. In addition, we have signed earlier FTAs with many countries. So while that opens up new vistas for import, export and investments, the challenge of the tariff, particularly from the US on Indian exports, that's quite a steep of 50%. But I am sure that this is not going to last long, and both the governments are working to resolve it, and sooner it is done, better for us, because US exports are about 20% of India's total global merchandise exports. But having said that, it has to be a win-win for both the nations, and the other markets, other geographies are definitely quite big, but that does not mean that we can overlook or we should overlook US markets. We need each other basically, just a mutual supplementary, complementary. So not only for B2B, also P2P. So many Indians, families, relations, whether in medical, IT, it's like, Indians are very much part of US and the other way around. So I'm sure government is working towards it, and we should very soon see the big trade deal coming from India and US Pact also. In this budget, I would also like to mention that there was one area which we have been talking about, is the SEZ, Special Economic Zones, where sizable investments have been made, but they are underutilized or unutilized, I will not say, but underutilized, the capacity they are on. So these are ready-made infrastructure which is created. So that ready-made infrastructure can be now used for manufacturing, where you can supply certain percent to DT areas. So that is a big pointer to utilize the capacity which is available. Also, the emphasis on rationalization of different, if and buts, the emphasis on continuity, confidence and comfort, and putting reliance on the exporters and importers is a very big step, like in terms of giving status of AEOs if you are established manufacturer yourself. So there is a complete transparency and trust. That's very, very important, that in business you need time, and the time is the essence. So here the Honorable Finance Minister and of course under the Prime Minister, the emphasis has been given that how do you reduce the complexity, how do you reduce the tensions, and how you give and empower the taxpayer, how you empower the citizens, that you can have trust on them and they work as fastly as they can, because speed is the essence and India needs to fast track, and we need to gain and regain that position where we are sitting now on the high table. The world is looking at India, and I am sure that we will remain on the high table.
So you were talking about P2P. The government has reduced.
I am saying P2P is people-to-people relationship.
People to people. Okay. So not in terms of
The B2B is different, but P2P is, you see your Indians, relatives, friends, how many are established there. So that what is very, very important. Apart from beyond business, I would say B2B is of course very important, but P2P is equally and very effectively we are integrated into that. I think each one of us has a friend or a relative who is there in US. So I think both the nations are aligned and inclined that the sooner we do, the better it is for everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.